Namaskar. I extend my warm greetings to the members of Indian diaspora and friends of India for joining us today, the 26th November, to celebrate the Constitution Day of India on virtual mode. 72 years ago, on this day, 299 members of the Constituent Assembly of India met and formally adopted the Constitution of India. It took almost 3 years to the Constituent Assembly to complete its historic task of drafting the Constitution for independent India. The Constitution of India embodies the vision and values of our founding fathers, most notably, among others, Baba Saheb Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the chief architect and father of the Constitution of India. As you know, India's constitution is the longest written constitution in the world. As we celebrate the 72nd years of the adoption of our constitution, I would like to quote Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who, while paying tributes to makers of the Constitution on the Constitution Day in 2020, said, and I quote, "It is a day to reiterate our commitment to building the India of their dreams." The Indian Constitution represents more than a set of articles in terms of our hopes and an effort to create a society that we are aspiring to be. To commemorate the 72nd year of our Constitution, as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Embassy is showcasing the excerpts from a film, Samvidhan, the making of the Constitution of India, followed by narration in few words by two children, namely Yash Fatnani and Lavina Gangwani from Indian diaspora. You will also view excerpts from another movie titled Beating the Retreat, the musical dream. During this week, we also saw active participation of school-going children from Lomé in an online quiz contest, Dekho Apna Desh, as well as in a painting competition by the embassy to promote the values of communal harmony and national integration as part of the Communal Harmony Campaign Week. We thank all children for their participation, and all children who participated in these two events will get a certificate of participation, and top 2 winners will be awarded as well. On behalf of the Embassy of India, I once again thank you and for your virtual presence at today's celebrations. Thank you.
दिसंबर 1946 में जिस इमारत की तामीर शुरू की गई थी, असल में उसकी नींव बहुत पहले रखी जा चुकी थी। 1857 की क्रांति के दौरान बागी सिपाहियों ने भी हिंदुस्तान का एक अपना संविधान बनाने की कोशिश की थी। उनका विद्रोह तो जल्दी ही दबा दिया गया, मगर आज़ाद देश का एक अपना आईन बनाने का सपना न दबा था न हारा था। और जैसे जैसे महात्मा गांधी के नेतृत्व में आज़ादी की आवाज़ तेज हुई, तो अपना संविधान बनाने की मांग भी और तीव्र होती गई।
My mentor, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, presented to the British government a note on the Constitution in 1914. And the British said, yes, we will accept it after the war. But now they want to make a constitution for us. But you know, a constitution for India should be and can be framed only by Indians. Now it works.
My charge is that the Muslim League has been encouraged by the attitude of the British to imagine that if it does not come, it may be able to veto the final decision of the Constitutional Assembly.
डॉक्टर श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी के ठीक बाद पहली बार संविधान सभा में बोलने खड़े हुए डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर।
Today, we are divided politically, socially, and economically. We are a group of warring camps. And let me confess that I am probably one of the leaders of such a camp. But, sir, I'm quite convinced that given time and circumstances, nothing in the world will prevent this country from becoming one.
संविधान सभा के इस खूबसूरत सेंट्रल हॉल में 3 साल में बहुत से प्रस्ताव, अनुच्छेद और नुक्ते रखे गए, पास किए गए और बिल्कुल अंत में पारित हुई हमारी उद्देशिका यानी प्रियम्बल, जो संविधान में सबसे पहले आती है।
We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship.
3 साल की अथक मेहनत रंग ला रही थी।
Looking back on the work of the Constituent Assembly, it will now be 2 years, 11 months, and 17 days since it first met on the 9th of December 1946. On the 26th January 1950, India would be a democratic nation, in the sense that India from that day would have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. On the 26th of January 1950, we are going to enter into a life of contradictions. In politics, we will have equality. And in social and economic life, we will have inequality. In politics, we will be recognizing the principle of one man, one vote, and one vote, one value. In our social and economic life, we shall, by reason of our social and economic structure, continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. How long shall we continue to live this life of contradictions? How long shall we continue to deny equality in our social and economic life? If we continue to deny it for long, we will do so only by putting our political democracy in peril. We must remove this contradiction at the earliest moment, or else those who suffer from inequality will blow up the structure of this political democracy so laboriously built up by this assembly.
आज 6 दशकों के बाद जब हम मुड़कर अपने संविधान की ओर देखते हैं तो हैरत होती है इस दस्तावेज को बनाने वालों की सूझबूझ पर। जैसा कि विद्वान ग्रैनविल ऑस्टिन ने लिखा है, equipped with the basic qualifications, attitudes and experience for creating and working a democratic constitution, Indians did not default their twisted destiny.
Namaskar everyone. 26 November is a big day for us Indians because on this day in the year 1949, our constitution came into notice. Every year, Constitution Day, Samvidhan Divas, also known as National Law Day, is celebrated to commemorate the adoption of the Constitution of India. The Government of India declared 26 November as a Constitution Day on 19 November 2015 by a Gazette notification. The Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, made the declaration on 11th October 2015 while laying the foundation stone of B.R. Ambedkar Statue of Equality Memorial in Mumbai. Since year 2015 was the 125th birth anniversary of B.R. Ambedkar, who is known as the father of the Indian Constitution. This year, that's 2021, marks the 131st anniversary of Ambedkar ji, who had claimed the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly and played a very significant role in framing the Constitution. His slogan was, "Life should be great rather than long." The Constitution declares India as a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, assures its citizens justice, equality and liberty and endeavors to promote fraternity. 26 November was chosen to spread the importance of the Constitution and to spread thoughts and ideas of B.R. Ambedkar. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Namaste. It's an honor to be here to speak a few words about the National Constitution Day of India. It was not celebrated before the year 2015. However, in 2015, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi marked November 26th on 1950 as the Constitution Day of India to celebrate the 125th birthday of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the main reason of celebrating Republic Day of India. The Constitutional Assembly was formed, which consisted representatives from various fields. This assembly met for 166 days before the Constitution was adopted. During the adoption, written copies, each in Hindi and English, were signed by the members on January 24, 1950. By January 26, 1950, the Constitution of India came into effect and it became the law of land that day onwards. This day aims to celebrate the life of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This day guarantees the Indian citizens justice, equality and liberty. The Constitution Day is also celebrated in schools, colleges and universities to understand the importance of constitutions in our daily lives. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Music. A distant note. A splash of paint on canvas. Glowing, shining brighter. Like the warmth of light on a dark night. Feels like a dream. Vibrant in stillness. A wave of human emotions. Beating time in unison. Expressing thoughts in soulful melodies. It's the world's largest military band, playing in harmony for a centuries-old tradition. The beating retreat, a musical dream. Every year, on the 29th of January, musicians from the 3 military services perform together to mark the end of Republic Day celebrations in India. The beating retreat is always performed at sundown. The Army, Navy, and the Air Force play with a combined strength of more than 600 musicians, marching together, playing the finest martial music for the nation. This colorful ceremony is symbolic of an old tradition when drummers would sound the call for troops to disengage from combat as light faded. The soldiers would then cease fighting, sheathe their arms, and retreat to their camps for the night. When the call was sounded, everyone stood still as a mark of respect to the flag. As time passed, instruments like the bugle also gained importance, and slowly, this musical ritual became more elaborate. The beating retreat was one of the earliest ceremonies to be instituted in the army. The origin of this ceremony lies somewhere around the 15th century. The concept of martial music is even more deeply rooted in Indian scriptures. Bharat Muni, a primeval Indian sage, has described the essential qualities of martial music in his Sanskrit treatise on music titled Natya Shastra. The beating retreat in India is representative of what India is, a vast country with diverse cultures and languages. The musicians from the different services are all people from different states of India.
I am from Karnataka, Mysore.
I'm from Kerala.
UP.
Bangalore.
Assam Regiment Center, Shillong se.
Meerut.
We all make the music together. So there's a togetherness. If one person does not play or one person is absent because he's not well or for whatever reason, the music will not sound. It won't resound.
Some are fierce, some soft, some are quiet, others can't seem to stop. But when it comes to expression, they all speak with a conviction that only comes with deep love.
Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Jai Hind!
It seems just like their instruments, these musicians are all tuned to one pitch. To play for the Indian military band is an honor held in the highest esteem. Only the best musicians are good enough to perform in the beating retreat. Each one is handpicked from the civilian lot. As honorable as it is to be part of the ensemble, it takes years of persistent hard work to be able to qualify for selection. Once selected, each musician is rigorously trained for a year.
1 year it takes to convert a civilian into a military person. Once you are converted into a military person, throughout your life you will be like that. Always enthusiastic. There is no doubt in that.
When they come to perform at the beating retreat, their faces glow with enthusiasm. The mood is jubilant, and there is a confidence in the air that it will be a fine performance.
जोश आता है, अच्छा लगता है।
देश के प्रति जोश आता है।
मैं 1994 से बजा रहा हूँ।
positive energy on the day of performance is an indication of a well-rehearsed team. Each one knows exactly what they have to do and have practiced their parts to perfection. Back at their bases, it is a strict regimen of scheduled practice with the entire band and many more hours of individual practice and effort. Every morning, as each musician sits tuning his instrument, anticipating the day of practice ahead, there is an excitement about the process, a determined glint in his eyes. The air is light and tense, all at the same time. It is imperative for a musician to have impeccable oral instinct, a skill developed over many years of practice and persistence.
The conductor doesn't speak. He shows only indications, and that indications musician knows.
The importance of practice can't be stressed enough. Practice to play the correct notes in the correct tempo. Practice to evoke emotions. Practice to play as a team. After all, the band is like a well-oiled machine, each part depending on another for it to run smoothly. Although every musician in the world has to practice to be able to perform, every musician doesn't have to perform while marching on a beat with 100 other musicians. Now, that's a challenge. These men of music not only play their instruments, read cards, and follow the conductor, they are also trained to march in unison and make spectacular formations at the same time.